Donald Trump is yet to take office, but the word is getting out amongst asylum seekers in the United States. And many of them, instead of getting turned around and told to go home, they're turning their eyes towards Canada. Now, you can't make this up. This is Justin Trudeau only a few years ago.
Ultimately, being open and respectful towards each other is much more powerful as a way to diffuse hatred and anger than layering on big walls and oppressive policies.
Oppressive policies and big walls are what keep people out of the country that are undesirable, perhaps. People who wouldn't go through the vetting process of even being able to come in. Now, famously, Justin Trudeau's words led to Roxham Road, the largest crossing in Canadian history, what they now call an irregular crossing. We're going to get into that, but right now the word is getting out that Donald Trump is not going to be, he's going to be cracking down on what has become a mass influx of immigrants into the United States. And with that word getting out, these would-be asylum seekers are now turning their eyes towards Canada and saying, hey, that could be a nice place for me. There are 11 undocumented migrants in the U.S., says Table Salt on Twitter here, who will be looking to extend their North America stay. CTV reporting that Canada only has 3 detention centers. We are not prepared for what is about to hit us. It's going to be something else.
The possibility of a massive influx of undocumented migrants from the United States looms. The RCMP has been preparing for months.
We knew that should Mr. Trump be elected to be the next U.S. president, there could be an impact on irregular and illegal migration here in Canada. So we have different scenarios for whatever might happen.
The Mounties plan to increase patrols along the border with more officers and vehicles. Before its closure, Quebec's Roxham Road, the most porous point in the country, saw as many as 500 migrants a day cross over. That number could be surpassed.
We must make sure that the legal and regular entry points are well covered, which should be the case because those people that want to come in Canada know that they should not go through that way.
Migrants will...
They should not go through the legal crossing ways. I don't know if he meant to say it like that, but that's the reality of the situation. These people are not crossing over through regular border points of entry.
Will be arrested, then transferred to the Canadian Border Services to determine if they're eligible for asylum. But the union representing border guards says there's a shortage of more than 2,000 workers.
We're not expecting the worst case scenario. We're preparing as any responsible government should in terms of contingencies. But we also...
Well, it turns out that this government is the worst case scenario. And that's what we've been seeing for a bit of time here in Canada. Now, breaking news. This is from Viral News, New York City. I was told by a source at a migrant shelter that buses are pulling up at certain times of the hour and picking up migrants and driving them to Canada. I'm being told the majority of these migrants leaving are from Venezuela. Now, by the way, I'm hearing TDA has set up shop in Canada for a while now. What is TDA? Well, you may remember them as the gang, the notorious gang from Venezuela that made Denver its headquarters and was taking over apartment blocks and becoming the new landlord in town. That's right. That is now coming to Canada. So, get ready for that and look forward to this, as if we didn't already have enough problems as it is in Canada. This is really going to pile things on. Now, real Tom Homan, you don't even take office and you have them running, is the quote here. Now, we'll get into Tom Homan and what he's been talking about a little bit later in this video. But, by the way, if you scoop this from me, please credit my work, of course. Link will be in the description down below. Viral News, New York City. This is what was happening right under our noses. And this is what's being said here. So, exclusive former Roosevelt Hotel employee in New York City reveals disturbing claims of child trafficking and organized crime. Alleges a couple was trafficking their own children with the involvement of the TDA gang. Crimes claims of hotel staff helped cover the trafficking activities. 3 other hotel staff members told me the same story about the trafficking couple. Migrants are reportedly extorted by gangs, including threats with graphic images of body parts of members. Now, this is what's happening in New York City, and this is because they become an asylum-seeking haven, sanctuary city, as they call it, and this has become a huge problem. Now, these people are shipping on buses, and then they're coming and they're becoming what's now being referred to by our government as irregular border crossers. Instead of just, going to the regular port of entry and being turned away, they come in irregularly, an irregular border crossing, basically anywhere that's not a legal entry point, and they jump the border and then they're immediately arrested and then released into Canada, awaiting a court date. And this is how ridiculous it has become. And this is what it has largely happened in the United States, but now they're going to be cracking down on it, and we're going to see a massive influx into Canada. Now, getting back to that, this is the guy that Trump selected to protect their border. Marty Up North putting this out on X. Trump asked him more than 6 months ago if he'd come back to work for him. His reply, "I'm so pissed off, I'll come back for free." Here we go. And this is the guy when he was in the position, being grilled by people in Congress at different committees for what he was doing, and he was doing the right thing at the end of the day.
The recommendation of the many that you recommended family separation,
I recommended zero tolerance.
which includes family separation.
The same as it is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from
Holman,
his
with
family.
all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you enter the country illegally is violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, go to the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
It's amazing because this is, it should be very apparent that if the first thing you do when you enter a country is cross into it illegally, probably not the kind of person that we want around anyway, if the first thing you do is break the law. Now, what they're trying to do is make this a political issue about separating families. And he rightfully points it out that, I'm sorry, but if you break the law, you're going to get separated from your family. It's just the way things go. Now, they went on 60 Minutes and tried to further this claim, and he answered it beautifully here.
We have seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth it?
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
Sorry, I had to throw that one in there because it's just absolutely ridiculous. This is the thought behind this. Yeah, if you enter the country illegally, again, you can leave the country legally and go back home together. This is again just a point of contention that has become a political issue. And now most of these children that are coming over with these people, we're hearing stories of them being trafficked. Not only that, they're also bringing in with them, acting as mules, bringing in all kinds of substances that we don't want in the country. Words that I can't even use at this moment for fear of, the video not going anywhere. That's how it works here. But I'd love to hear what you think of all of this in the comment section down below. What do you think of this influx that's about to happen in Canada with illegal migrants coming into the country that are illegal in the United States, and they're going to be coming over here because they don't want to go home. There's a lot of situations, a lot of stories that we're hearing of people who are, you know, given a choice in Venezuela, for example, leave or we're going to put you in jail, or, you know, they're emptying out their jails to send them over to America, and now inversely coming to Canada and being threatened. If you come back, we're gonna, and that's the word on the street, nonetheless. Anyway, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of all of this, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.